The Vancouver Canucks history as a franchise is filled with heartaches.
The waiting is over! The New York Rangers are the Stanley Cup champions!
Heartaches.
The fifth selection, Vancouver select from the London Knights, Ole Ulevi.
And even more heartaches. Seriously, how the fuck do you guys take this? However, the Vancouver Canucks in the mid-late 2000s were turning a corner after going through team suicide by hiring Mike Keenan. Why do you guys hire this cunt? And signing Mark Messier. They assembled a nice core led by the West Coast Express line, which consisted of Marcus Naslund, Brendan Morrison, and Todd Bertuzzi. A core that could compete for a cup. Oh, never mind, I killed a man. God damn it. Due to the terrorist ways of both Messi and Keenan, the Canucks were bound to get a top 3 pick in the 99 draft. And oh boy, was this draft bad. And in this draft were a set of Swedish twins that looked nothing like a prototypical Swedish person at all, Daniel and Henrik Sedin. However, the Canucks only had one top 3 pick logically and would only be able to select one of them. Choosing either or would be an impossible task as their stats were absolutely identical in the Swedish Junior League, and also fucking twins. How the fuck are the scouts supposed to tell them apart? And the Canucks agreed. So did the Canucks go on and take another player with that pick? Nope. The Canucks, in a flurry of moves which you can only describe as me trying to cheese a bullshit EA franchise mode system, traded a bunch of players for the first overall pick, along with their own third overall pick, then traded down from pick 1 to pick 2 with a guarantee from Atlanta that they take a different player, and thus, miraculously somehow, were able to take both the Sedin twins. Ryan Burke, who was a GM at the time, and who has his history, somehow pulled off one of the greatest drafting maneuvers in hockey history. You may think that they would build a statue of this man outside Rogers Arena or whatever the hell they called it back then. Nope. This was seen as a near unanimous L, as people looked at this more of a marketing ploy and less of a plea of, for the love of God, win a goddamn game. You see, Vancouver had just traded franchise icon Pavel Bure, which for those who haven't watched him, watch him now. The blockbuster trade and the fan support is an all-time low. These picks were seen as a last resort to get some butts in the seat, and thus the Canucks fans hated it. And it didn't help that the Twins took a while to get established in the NHL. During that time, the Canucks were good, not great, and many pointed to these picks for the reason why. The lockout happened, we don't talk about it never happened, I still can't believe playoff games are being broadcast on the fucking outdoor network. Anyways, our beloved Canucks looked very solid this year, especially the Sedin twins, who finally looked like they reached their full potential, both gained 70-point seasons for the first time in their careers. Under her first year head coach Alan Vigneault, aka the guy whose name would give a non-English speaker an aneurysm.
Alright chat, did I beat him? Who the fuck is
Alan Vigneault?
The Canucks missed the playoffs, wait what? And it looked like the old core had overstayed its welcome and it was time for a new change. Most hockey fans probably know what I'm talking about. If you don't, I'm talking about the fucking legend Roberto Luongo. Luongo was drafted 4th overall by the New York Islanders and due to the terrorist, absolutely barbaric ways of Mike Milbury, aka a professional retard. He was traded to Florida Panthers where he was forged to become one of the better goals in the league. Oh hey, it's Bury. Problem was, the Panthers were piss ass and could not surround him with a competent team to save his life. Look at this roster and tell me that this isn't a team try to tank for a 2-year-old Bedard. Anyways, the Panthers eventually traded loose to the Canucks for a package that would include their starting goalie, Alex Auld, aka Sedin's legend, potential murderer, I mean potential forward, Todd Bertuzzi, to acquire the star goalie. This trade, along with the Sedin twins taking massive steps in their game, they would not only make the playoffs, but they would win the division, back when divisions mattered. A big part was Lou, who would actually be nominated for the Vezina Trophy, but lose out to Mr. Martin Adolcherer, I mean Hall of Fame goalie Martin Brodeur. Fuck it, he fucked his wife's sister. Yes, this is a hockey video, but I wanted the world to know about it. A big part of the success was him somehow playing 76 games. What? Canucks would win the first round match against the Dallas Stars before getting their asses fucked nicely by the eventual cup winners, Ducks. As a Sens fan, I take solace in the fact that they weren't the only team that got their asses handed to. Okay, never mind. The next season brought much optimism for the Canucks, as even though the older core of Naslund and Morrison and hey, what's up Trevor Linden, were reaching father time, the new exciting young core led by the Sedin twins and Luongo would take over seamlessly. I also kind of forgot to mention how ridiculously good this team was at scouting and developing. Players like Ryan Kesler, Alex Burrows, Alex Edler, and Kevin Biaks were all key components in last year's squads and would be massive pillars for the future.
I believe I can fly.
Oh shit, we missed the playoffs? I thought this was a positive video, what the fuck? Damn, this season stunk. They were injured to hell and a lot of players took massive regressions, specifically the older players like Trevor Linden and Morrison. And even though Naslund was still a good player, he was nothing to his glory years while he was gracing the cover of all the NHL games. Oh how I've missed when NHL games were actually good. The 2009 Canucks would be a massive stepping stone needed to see how this core would contend. Was this a team who would harken back to the early 90s? Good but not great, or something different like those 90s teams led by in his prime Trevor Linden and Pavel motherfucking Bury? Well, we would just find out. This year would start off pretty weird for the Canucks as they would lose two franchise icons in the offseason, as both Brendan Morrison and Marcus Naslund both left in free agency. Specifically Naslund, as he would end up being one of the best Canucks of all time. But the Canucks, you know they had a fucking plan. The Canucks went around and signed yet another Swedish legend of a Canadian team. No, not that one, I would kill myself. Yes, they signed Matt Sundin in free agency and kind of fucked over the Leafs, which to be fair, they kind of fucked themselves over. They also signed the late Pavel Dimitrov for depth, and it was clear this was going to be an all-in push to at least contend with this core. And boy did they live up to it. The Sedin twins finally showed up, showing their elite skills as they were both up winning a game this season. Luongo, not having to perform ritual sacrifices for a break, only played 54 games this year. Ryan Kesler having a major breakout year as an elite second line center, along with depth from Burrows, Dimitrov, Sundin, and newly drafted Mason Raymond, all having contributions to the scoring this year. On the defense, it was led by a tandem of defenders young and hungry that consisted of Bieksa,
that boy look busy. Never mind, he getting real.
Edler, and even old-ass Sammy Solo. This Canucks team was young, hungry, and also weak as hell. This will be a major talking point later, but the Canucks were known for diving a lot. Kesler and Burrow were the main culprits, but Sedin twins, even Luongo himself. This would be a major issue as during the playoffs you could lose a head and they may not even call a 2-minute penalty, so flopping like this in the regular season is not a good sign at all. Going to the playoffs, expectations were high as their first round matchup would be against the Blues, who they pumped to kick the shit out of them. Next, they versed off against the Chicago Blackhawks, a team who were known as being the worst run sports team in sports just a few years ago, but they were able to get their shit together with the addition of Taze and Kane along with elite scouting to surround them. This was going to be the team to beat for not only the Canucks, the rest of the league as well. The Canucks did very well in their first 3 games, taking games 1 and 3, but defense, surprisingly team goaltending were massive issues, even the wins. You know the Canucks are gonna take care of shit and beat the fuck out of the Blackhawks. Never mind, I got this shit kicked in 6 games, god damn it. But hey, at least we got beat by a team that treats its players like normal human beings and not fucking robots. The 2010 season. Oh boy, this was a year. Now injuries would impact key players like Daniel Sedin, with him only being able to play 63 games. However, this opened the door for his twin brother Henrik to come and absolutely tear the league apart, winning both the Art Ross and Hart Trophy for league MVP. The Sedins are known for being one of the silkiest players in the league, but a lot of people doubt that it could be translated into elite success for both them and the team, and the doubts were proven horribly wrong this year. On top of the Sedins, Kesler put up a whopping 85 points, showcasing elite two-way play, and Burrows had an absolute major development spike, put up 35 goals and 67 points, along with his play, aka known for being a jackass.
In their tongue, he's Dovahkiin, Dragonborn. Good job!
He also had contributions for both Mikael Samuelsson and Mason Raymond. This was a good team. Unfortunately, the ritual sacrifices didn't work as Luongo had to play insane 68 games and somehow put up a 913 save percent. What the fuck? However, by far the biggest storyline for this season didn't have to do with the Canucks. It was the Olympics. The Winter Olympics were held in Vancouver this year, thank God for that. And many Canucks were set to represent their country like Kesler, Dimitrov, and the Sedin twins. Most importantly, for us, Luongo. Luongo was tasked with being a starting goalie for Team Canada, in Vancouver of all places, and over greats like Marty freaking Brodeur. This was a task that would come with absolutely insane pressure, and he owned it as Canada won gold over the US in overtime on home soil on his home team. This thrusted Luongo from an elite goalie to a potential Hart Trophy candidate. Obviously didn't win it, but you get the point. This performance from Lou in the Olympics gave a whole new set of expectations for him that in some cases, he just couldn't reach. The Canucks made the playoffs, winning the division and finished third in the West behind the Hawks and President's Trophy winning San Jose Sharks. In the first round, they versed off against the Kings, who they beat in 6. Jeez, I hope we don't see them again. And we're in the second round. All was well, unless his check reversing off. Fuck.
You can't keep getting away with this!
This was also an even better Hawks team, as in the offseason they added Marian Hossa on it. Yeah, I think we know how this goes. They're losing 6, the repeat of last year, and everything's paid. The Hawks team goes to win the cup, with no major controversies, I assume.
For Chicago, tries to make it happen. Here's Hossa, stopped by Luongo, they've scored!